with Big Mo. Oh, man.
Christopher, you ready?
Are you gonna keep boxing? Yeah. You really love this shit, huh?
It ended with Logan Paul melting down on camera while his brother was carried out with a shattered jaw, and that's the part nobody saw coming. Before the knockout, before the silence, before the panic, this fight was being sold as destiny, as mastery, as the Paul brothers rewriting boxing. But the real damage wasn't the punch, it was the exposure. The kind that tears a brand open and leaves everyone scrambling. And what you saw afterward was only the surface. Something far uglier is still simmering underneath, waiting to explode.
Clear is sitting underneath, waiting to break.
I just pissed him off. Then he broke my brother's jaw. Fuck this guy. Broke his jaw, huh? Yeah, oh, he split his jaw. You know? He don't care though. Jake's having a fucking blast.
Everyone keeps replaying the knockout, but the real story is what happened right after. That's when the illusion died. Logan wasn't calm, composed, or protective. He was furious. And that fury wasn't aimed at Joshua, it was aimed inward, at Jake, at the plan, at the story that was supposed to end differently. Ask yourself, why would a brother react like a manager watching his investment collapse? That reaction speaks louder than any press conference ever could. And we haven't heard the full story yet, not even close.
Yeah, it was largely because he was mostly running away from AJ rather than standing toe-to-toe with him to fight. It's the difference between fighting a Bengal tiger and running away from a Bengal tiger.
Weeks before the fight, Logan's confidence already felt reckless. He spoke as if the outcome was pre-written, calling Joshua washed, beatable, a legacy ender. That wasn't hype, it was tying his entire image to Jake's fists. When the bell rang, brotherhood and branding became inseparable. And the moment Jake started backing up, you could feel the plan unravel in real time.
It really is. Oh, the uppercut, and he took it. Jake Paul took it. Oh, the right hand by Paul.
The warnings were everywhere, but they were ignored. Analysts kept saying influencer boxing hits a wall when it meets heavyweight reality. Noise drowned out caution. Clicks drowned out truth. And when Joshua stayed patient and cold, you could see it on Jake's face. Stiff legs, tight shoulders, eyes searching for exits. Suddenly, it wasn't confidence or belief at stake, it was survival. And that's where careers quietly die, long before the knockout lands.
Realized fighting AJ was not going to work for him, he naturally began incorporating even more flight, running away, and freezing, falling to the ground at any chance he had, just to survive the rounds.
I mean, all it's doing is buying Jake Paul more time. I don't like it at all.
Do you remember what Mike Tyson famously said? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Anthony Joshua's gigantic. He's so big. He's so much bigger. So, of course, like, his punch that he knocks Tyron Woodley out cold with, Joshua just eats it.
Yeah.
Because he's a giant.
Yeah.
He's a fucking giant man.
When the knockdowns began, belief drained fast. For times isn't bad luck, it's confirmation. When a fighter goes down that many times, the match stops being competitive and becomes instructional. By 1:31 of round 6, it was over. Not debatable, not controversial, just finished. The silence afterward wasn't shock, it was recognition. Hype collapsing under physics. And notice this, the cameras immediately found Logan, not the replay. There's a reason for that.
I'm just so proud of him. My mom has me.
Your brother fought his ass off, man.
Yeah,
I mean, other heavyweights have taken that right hand and only took one.
I'm just so proud of him. That was incredible. In my view, that was a victory on all fronts.
The numbers made it worse. 16 punches landed out of 56. This wasn't bravery, it was desperation. Then came the injury report, double jaw surgery. That should have ended the conversation. But it didn't. The real chaos was emotional. As Jake was carried out, Logan lost control, embarrassment, panic, anger colliding. And yet, no one asks what was said off camera in that moment.
Like, minus the actual victory of it, of course, but bro, like, no one expected him to last 6 rounds with AJ. In my opinion, he won 4 of them. People will argue that. He at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's...
Watching Logan then was uncomfortable. It didn't look like love, it looked like betrayal, as if someone had ruined a script. Commentators flinched because this wasn't concern, it was panic in HD. And when your trash talk is replayed alongside the knockout, you can't reframe it later. That rage didn't seem spontaneous, it looked bottled up long before the fight.
Realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time.
Backstage reports made it darker. Shaking, shouting, pacing. This doesn't come from a single punch. It comes from the realization that the Paul experiment hit a wall it couldn't spin past. When people say Logan kept replaying the moment, he wasn't obsessed. He was trying to rewrite it in his head because the reality was unacceptable. The stakes were far higher than a simple win or loss.
That this YouTuber who's fought Tommy Fury, who's a legit boxer, and a couple other guys that were legit boxers. That's it. Like everyone else he's fought Ben Askren, who's really a wrestler. He fought Tyron Woodley, who was an elite MMA fighter, but not an elite boxer.
Days later, the tone shifted almost comically. Suddenly, it was about logic, skill gaps, respect, toughness, gratitude. That's what happens when bravado fails. Revision starts immediately. But the internet never forgets. The earlier words, legacy, ender, echo louder after the fact. That calm was rehearsed. The panic was real.
And there's some sort of a rehydration clause. Listen, kids, it ain't gonna matter. There's not a chance that Anthony Joshua is not going to just lose the weight beforehand. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio.
The family angle made it worse. Logan needed Jake to win, not for history, but to maintain image stability. When Jake fell, the foundation shook. Their brand relies on control, confidence, and spectacle. Losing control on the biggest stage fractures everything. And ask yourself, why did Logan look more like a furious executive than a brother? That question leads somewhere uncomfortable.
I think the camp wasn't 100%. Is that accurate?
That's kind of what I was going to ask. Like, do you feel like it was your best camp?
No, I mean, just because, like, I was weighing like 200 pounds when we confirmed the...
People laugh at the meltdown clips, but I see a warning flare. When ego outweighs preparation, the sport always collects payment. Heavyweight boxing doesn't give refunds. This fight exposed not just Jake, but the ecosystem that pushed him there. And here's a scary thought. If it was allowed once, someone watching right now might try it again.
You wobbled him. I was right there. I don't know if you heard me.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, you wobbled him.
Yeah.
Go.
Anthony Joshua didn't need to speak. The aftermath spoke for him. Skill and experience crushed confidence. The line between influencer boxing and elite heavyweight reality was drawn in blood and panic. Once lines like that are drawn, they harden. And I don't think the Paul brothers fully grasp how permanent that is yet.
To get that world-class gas tank, you need like a Sam Calavita, you need like a Nick Curson, you need like these plyometrics experts that who've got heart rate monitors on you, and they're checking when your recovery is ready and go.
Yeah.
And yeah. You need guys monitoring your recovery, monitoring your heart rate variability, your VO2 max.
The scariest part was how fast everything unraveled. This wasn't a slow fall, it was instant. Bravado turned to silence. Control turned to chaos. That speed revealed how fragile everything really was. And when structures crack so publicly, more pieces often fall later. I keep wondering which piece will drop next. Something still feels unresolved.
You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division.
Everyone says this will be remembered for the knockout. That's wrong. It will be remembered for the moment the cameras caught the truth, the rage, the panic, the exposure. The story refuses to die because it wasn't scripted, it wasn't clean, and brands hate messy reality more than losses. Reality showed up swinging.
The timing in that right hand, just spectacular.
That's stepping in as well.
Over the top. I mean, that was a full force shot to the temple. I mean, he's Fucksville right now.
Don't assume this is over. Closure isn't here yet. The damage isn't just physical, and the silence that followed feels strategic, like someone is buying time before the next shoe drops. When stories go quiet like this, it usually means something is being negotiated, buried, or hidden, and I don't trust it for a second. The next update likely won't even be about boxing, and when it comes, it will hit hard. In my view, this moment didn't just crack the Paul narrative, it permanently bent it. Once the public sees raw panic instead of rehearsed confidence, it can't be unseen. Logan's meltdown wasn't a slip, it was a reveal. It exposed the immense pressure hiding behind the bravado. If this had been about brotherly concern alone, his reaction would have been quieter, softer, protective, not sharp, volatile, and defensive, like something valuable had just been lost. The psychological stakes here are being underestimated. Getting knocked out by Anthony Joshua is survivable for the ego, but watching your brand narrative implode in real time is a completely different kind of wound. That's why Logan's anger felt disproportionate. It wasn't about the fight, it was about losing control. And control is the oxygen of their entire operation. Without it, everything begins to wobble. What stands out is how quickly the fight itself became secondary. Within minutes, the conversation pivoted from performance to behavior to image. That tells you the sporting outcome had already been accepted subconsciously. Once a result feels inevitable, the mind shifts to consequences. And the consequence here wasn't rankings or rematches, it was credibility erosion, far harder to rebuild than a win column. I don't think the calm statements afterward reflect acceptance, they reflect containment. When tone flips that fast,